Hey gang, John Notary, General Manager, Aardvark Sports Shop in Bethlehem, PA, and wanted to take a couple minutes to talk to you guys a little bit about the importance of your warm-up and your cool-down, so before and after your exercise, and as well as highlight some of the tools that we have in the toolbox, so to speak, to address some of those things. So starting with warm-up, this is something that I feel like is something that can be a little intimidating to people. They don't know what to do, how to do it, so we're going to try to make it as simple as possible. The key to a good warm-up is doing a little bit more of what we would call an active style warm-up. So it involves more motion than your traditional static stretches, bend over, touch your toes, lean against the wall. Those would be exercises or activities that would be more beneficial later in the recovery process rather than beforehand. So your active style warm-up, there are some form drills you could do, basic knee lifts, you can do heel kicks where you bring your heels up and just running through those a couple times. Honestly, 30 to 45 seconds each is super effective. We can also utilize some tools to help us with an active style warm-up. One of my favorite is the stick rollers. They're very good at kind of exciting the muscle fibers, getting some blood flow to that area, just addressing kind of the tired and fatigued muscles that we have before we go out and actually start using them. There are some other elements. This is a foot roller, so you can actually use this all over the bottom of your foot, up under the arch, back into the heel, up towards your toes and the ball of your foot to kind of get some relaxing of the tissues and the muscles and get some blood flow to that area as well. Very effective tool to have on hand. And then lastly, one of the newest tools that you'll see out there these days is the percussion massager. This is like a power drill for your muscles. And this can be utilized pretty much all over your body. A short bit of this before you go out will really help just kind of, again, excite the muscles, get some blood flow to that area, and just ensure that you're not kind of starting cold turkey before you go out there and asking those muscles to wake up when they're not quite as ready to do so. So those are a couple of tools that you'll find that you can use beforehand. Afterhand, or post activity, the best types of things that you can do are your more traditional static stretches. Those are ones that a lot of us are familiar with. The classic kind of quad stretch where you're pulling your leg back towards you, hamstring stretches where you're bending down, stretching, holding those stretches for a good 45 seconds each to allow those muscle fibers to elongate and to stay in that elongated state and create a little bit of a relaxed lining up of the muscle fibers after you've been out there working out and things have tightened up a little bit just by the nature of what you've been doing. Some of these same tools that I mentioned before also work great afterwards. The roller, again, ironing out those muscle fibers, straightening them out, rolling up and down, calves, quads, hamstrings. You can work the glutes a little bit. There's foam rollers that you can use there as well. Working on the tissue on the bottom of your foot, again, same device here. So these types of tools are something that you can use before and after your workouts. I love the Hypervolt for my post-workout stuff. I use this usually a good 10 minutes afterwards. I'll just do it all over my legs, up into my hips, sometimes in my low back, even sometimes up in my shoulders if things are bothering me up there. So those are the important things to remember about your warm-up and cool-up. So to recap, your warm-up is more of an active style warm-up. It involves more motion, more physical activity, just kind of getting things loose and limber, getting some blood flow and excitement to those areas. Your cool-down is a little bit more of that static, kind of elongated stretching, not quite as much motion involved, but addressing elongating muscle fibers, relaxing muscles, and ensuring that you will feel better come the next time you work out. So I have realized as I've gotten older that addressing the periphery of kind of the exercise routine has been more and more important. So The body of your workout obviously is where a lot of the improvement comes from, but we can make great strides in ensuring that we can keep that improvement coming if we do address briefly beforehand with an active style warm-up and afterwards with more of a static style cool down. So looking forward to being a small part of this journey with you guys, and whatever that looks like, feel free to utilize us as a resource, and excited to hear about all your individual stories as you carry on with this activity. Thanks.